subscribe. Not because I asked, because you already know you want to stay. Welcome to Yaoi Darkroom. Tonight you meet a man who had everything, lost it, got it back, and realized he never wanted it in the first place. His name does not matter. Call him the critic. Call him an idiot. Call him whatever you want. Just do not call him humble. He will bite your head off. Let me tell you something about myself before we begin. I am not a good person. I have never pretended to be. I built my career on tearing other people's work apart. I made millions calling actors ugly, directors lazy, scripts stupid, and cinematographers blind. I enjoyed every second of it. I would do it all again. I do not believe in regret. I believe in being right. And I was always right. Except once. But we will get to that. And I am still not convinced I was wrong. The night I died, I was in my home theater. Private screening. A new BL movie someone had sent me for review. I was already typing my first sentence in my head. Asterisk, this movie is a crime against storytelling. Someone should arrest the director and throw away the key. Asterisk. The movie was called Falling for the Villain. Cliché title. Cliché premise. Cliché everything. I was 30 minutes in and I had already decided on my rating. 0 stars. Not 1. Not half. 0. I took a bite of my cheese plate. Imported. Expensive. I popped a grape into my mouth. A green grape. Seedless. Innocent looking. Treacherous. I swallowed. And I choked. Not dramatically. Not with someone there to save me. Just me. Alone. In a room full of expensive leather chairs and a screen playing a movie I hated. My face turned purple. My hands clawed at my throat. I fell out of my chair. The last thing I saw was the male lead's ugly crying face on the screen. If there is a God, he has a sick sense of humor. Then nothing. I woke up on a stone floor. Cold. Damp. Something that smelled like old cabbage was 2 inches from my nose. I sat up too fast. My head hit a low ceiling. Pain exploded behind my eyes. I cursed. Loudly. Creatively. I looked at my hands. Not my hands. Thinner. Rougher. Calluses on the fingers. Nails bitten too short. I touched my face. Different bone structure. Softer jaw. Thinner lips. I scrambled to find a mirror. There was none. Just a cracked piece of metal nailed to the wall. Plain. Tired. Dark circles under my eyes. Hair too long, too dull. Servant's clothes. Gray and threadbare. The fabric smelled like lye soap and poverty. I looked like every background extra I had ever mocked. The kind of face you forget the second you look away. I was him. The nameless servant from Falling for the Villain. 3 scenes. No lines. No name. No purpose. I leaned against the wall and laughed. A hysterical, unhinged, I have lost my mind laugh. Me, the most powerful film critic of my generation. Reduced to a background extra with no money and no hot water. After I finished laughing, I started screaming. I screamed about the injustice. I screamed about the grape. No one came, because I was a servant, and no one listens to servants. When my throat was raw, I stopped. I sat on the floor. I put my head in my hands, and I thought. I remembered the movie, every frame, every line. I remembered how it ended. The villain dies saving his wheelchair-bound brother. The hero gets nothing. The credits roll over a shot of the brother crying alone. I remembered something else too. The villain was rich, filthy rich, disgustingly rich, and he was beautiful, cold, arrogant, ruthless, exactly my type of target. I stood up, brushed off my gray rags, pointed a finger at my own reflection in the cracked metal. Listen to me, you pathetic background extra. You are going to seduce the villain. You are going to marry him. You are going to take every coin in his fortune. And then you are going to write a review of this experience. 5 stars. For you. Because you are the only person in this story who deserves a happy ending. My reflection did not argue. It was too busy looking poor and tired. The first week was a nightmare. The servant quarters were an insult to human dignity. A straw mattress that smelled of sweat. No windows. No privacy. No hot water. I washed my face in a bucket. A bucket. I had never even seen a bucket up close before. The food was worse. Porridge that tasted like wallpaper paste. Bread that could double as a murder weapon. I ate because I was hungry. I regretted it every time. I spent every waking moment learning the mansion. The layout. The routines. The secrets. I followed other servants. Eavesdropped on conversations. Pieced together the hierarchy. Because knowledge is power. And power is money. And money is the only thing I have ever truly loved. The villain's name was Kang Min, 24 years old. Inherited his fortune at 19. Never been in love. Trusted no one. Cold. Calculating. Ruthless. Everyone feared him. Everyone obeyed him. He was exactly the kind of man I needed to seduce. His brother's name was Kang Ha, 22 years old. Paralyzed from the waist down in a car accident when he was 16. Their father had been driving. Their father had died. Kang Min blamed himself. That was why he was so protective. That was why he would die for him at the end of the movie. I saw Kang Min for the first time on my 8th day. I was holding a tray of wine glasses at a banquet. My arms were shaking. The tray was heavy. One wrong move and everything would shatter. Just like my dignity. Then the doors opened. And he walked in. He was taller than on screen. Broad shoulders that filled out his black silk robe like it had been tailored to make everyone else feel small. His jaw was sharp enough to cut glass. His cheekbones were high and prominent. His eyes were dark, deep-set, heavy-lidded. They moved. They moved across the room like he was counting everyone and finding them all worthless. His hair was black and thick, swept back from his face. Silver rings on 3 fingers. He looked like death dressed up for a party. I hated him immediately, the kind of hate that comes from recognizing a rival. I also wanted him. Not romantically, greedily. I was calculating zeros in his bank account while still holding the tray. He was richer than I had ever been. And I had been disgustingly rich. He walked past me, did not look at me, did not see me. No one sees me. I wanted to grab his perfect silk robe and shake him. Asterisk. Look at me. I am the reason your movie got 0 stars. Asterisk. But I said nothing. Because professionals do not scream at their targets. They seduce them. I saw his brother 3 days later. And everything changed. I opened a door I should not have opened. And there he was. Kanga. Sitting by a window. Sunlight falling across his face like a Renaissance painting. In a wooden wheelchair. A soft blue blanket over his legs. A book open in his lap. He was not supposed to be beautiful. In the movie, he was a plot device. A prop. A piece of furniture with a pulse. But the movie lied. His hair was light brown. Soft. Falling across his forehead in waves that looked touched by the sun. His jaw was soft but defined. His lips were full. And his eyes were not dark like his brother's. They were warm. Golden brown. The kind of eyes that made you want to tell him all your secrets. He looked up. For a second, neither of us moved. Something inside my chest shifted. I crushed it down immediately. I do not do feelings.
I do transactions.
You are not supposed to be here, he said. His voice was soft, quiet, like he was used to not being heard. Neither are you, I said. Stupid. He lived here. I was the trespasser. No one comes to this wing, he said. They are afraid of him. So they are afraid of me too. I am not afraid of anyone. Then you are either very brave or very stupid. I prefer accomplished. He laughed. A real laugh. Warm. Unexpected. It made his whole face change. The crinkle at the corners of his eyes. The way his shoulders relaxed. I stood there like an idiot.
No try. No excuse.
No reason to be there. I should go, I said. You just got here. I was not supposed to be here at all. And yet you are. He tilted his head. What is your name? I did not have one. A blank space. Placeholder. Does it matter? I said. Everything matters, he said. Being in this chair taught me that. Every word. Every glance. Every person who walks through a door they should not open. I left. I walked back to my cold room, sat on my straw mattress, stared at the wall, and I could not stop thinking about the way the sunlight looked on his face. I spent 2 weeks learning everything about Kang Min, his routines, his preferences, his weaknesses. I engineered my first real conversation carefully. I found him in the Eastern study, walked in with a tea tray, tripped, spilled tea all over his papers. He looked up, eyes like ice. "You," he said, "you are the one who is not afraid of me. I am the one who spilled your tea. The not being afraid thing is secondary. You think this is funny? I think tea is meant to be drunk, not used as ink. Those papers were probably boring anyway." He stared at me. I stared back. I have won staring contests with studio executives. "What is your name?" "I do not have one. Everyone has a name. I am a servant. Servants do not need names. We just need trays and the ability to spill tea on important people." His lips twitched, almost a smile. "You have a sharp tongue. I have been told. Usually by people who just lost an argument." He leaned back. His eyes moved over my face. "What do you want?" I looked him dead in the eye and smiled. Slow, confident, dangerous. "I want you." Silence. He leaned forward, grabbed my wrist. Iron grip. "My money," he said. "Or me. Can it be both?"
No.
"Then I want your money. But I am willing to pretend it is you if that makes you feel better." He pulled me closer, his face inches from mine. I could smell him. Dark. Expensive. My pulse quickened against my will. "You have no idea who you are dealing with. And you have no idea who you are dealing with. So I guess we are even. Now let go of my wrist. You are wrinkling my shirt. Not that it matters. This shirt is already ugly. I look like a poor, angry potato. Your fault, by the way." "My fault. Your world. Your movie. Your costume department." "Yes." He let go, sat back, looked at me like I was the most confusing thing he had ever encountered. "You are insane. Probably. But I am also the most interesting person you have met in years. Admit it." He didn't admit it, but he didn't deny it either. "You are dismissed." "I know. I will be back tomorrow. Same time. I will bring tea. Try not to look so excited." I walked out smiling. The hunt had begun, and I never lost. I went back to the East Wing the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. I told myself it was strategy. The brother was the key to the villain's heart. It made perfect sense. It was calculated. Every word of that was a lie. Kang Ha was in the same spot, by the window. He looked up and smiled before I even said anything. "You came back. I was passing by. No one passes by this wing. It is a dead end. Maybe I am lost. Are you?" I sat on the floor across from his wheelchair. "What are you reading?" He showed me the cover. A romance novel. "Predictable," he said. "But sometimes predictable is nice. Sometimes you want to know how something will end so you do not have to be afraid." "That sounds boring." "That sounds safe." "Safe is boring." He looked at me. Those golden eyes. That soft smile. "You have never felt safe a day in your life, have you?" I opened my mouth to argue. But he was right. I had never felt safe. Always fighting. Always clawing. Always one bad review away from irrelevance. "That is none of your business. You made it my business when you kept coming back. Why do you keep asking me that?" "Because no one else does. No one else comes to this wing. No one else sits on my floor and talks to me like I am a person instead of a tragedy." "You are not a tragedy." "What am I, then?" I looked at him, the sunlight in his hair, his hands folded in his lap. "You are unexpected. And I do not like unexpected things. I like things I can control, things I can review and rate. And where do I belong? I do not know yet. That is the problem." He laughed. That warm laugh. "You are the most honest person who has ever sat on my floor." "I am not honest. I am a liar. I lie so well I forget what the truth sounds like." "Then tell me a lie." I could tell him I did not care, that I was only here for information, that he meant nothing. I think you are beautiful, I said. He blinked. That is not a lie. How do you know? Because I am looking at your face. And you look terrified. I stood up, walked to the door. I should not have said that. Then take it back. I cannot. I do not know how. I left, but I could feel his eyes on me, and my heart was doing something stupid in my chest. Kang Min started watching me after that. Glances across the banquet hall. Pauses in his step when he passed me. His eyes following me as I moved with my tray. One night, he called me to his private chambers. He was sitting by the fire, a glass of red wine in his hand, black silk robe open at the collar. He looked like a dark, dangerous painting. You, he said, come here. I walked to him, bowed my head, just enough to be polite, not enough to be submissive. Closer. I stepped closer, close enough to smell him. You are not like the others. I know. I am better. You have nothing. You are a servant. For now. Give it time. He reached out, touched my chin, lifted my face. Everyone is afraid of me. I can see it in their eyes. The fear. The lie. Then look at my eyes. What do you see? He stared. His thumb moved across my lower lip. Nothing. That is what scares me. Kang Ha started expecting me. He would look toward the door at the same time every afternoon, waiting. His face would light up when I walked in. You came. I said I would. You did not say anything. You just kept showing up. That is what I do. I show up. He laughed. That warm laugh. I was getting used to it. That was dangerous. I have been alone for so long, he said one afternoon. I had forgotten what it felt like to have someone to talk to. You are not alone. You have your brother. He visits once a week. He sits in that chair. He asks if I need anything. He leaves. He loves me, but he does not know how to be with me. I am a reminder of what he took from me. He did not take anything. It was an accident. Tell that to my legs. I said nothing. I sat on the floor and watched the sunlight move across his face. I should not keep coming here. Then stop. I cannot. Then stop telling yourself you should. Kang Min noticed where I was spending my afternoons. He cornered me in the hallway, grabbed my wrist, pulled me into an empty room, locked the door. You have been visiting my brother. Yes. Every day. Almost every day. I took one day off because I had a headache. Your mattresses are terrible, by the way. Bad for morale. He pushed me against the wall, his forearm across my chest. Why? Because he is lonely. Everyone is lonely. He asked me to stay, so I stayed. His jaw tightened. You are trying to make me jealous. Am I? I thought I was just answering your questions. He slammed his hand against the wall next to my head. I could kill you. No one would know. You are a servant. You do not exist. Then why are you so angry? If I do not exist, why do you care where I spend my afternoons? He didn't answer. His eyes burned. Because, he said finally, you are mine. I am not yours. I belong to myself. And right now, I am choosing to spend my time with your brother. You are a servant. You do not get to have dignity. I am a servant who has made you jealous. That sounds like a lot of dignity to me. He stared at me. His anger faded into something else. Something softer. More dangerous. What do you want from him? Nothing. He let go. Stepped back. Ran a hand through his hair. He looked lost. Stay away from him. Or what? Or I will make you disappear. You could. But then who would spill tea on your coat? Who would look at you like they are not afraid? He didn't answer. You need me. You do not know it yet. But you need me. Because I am the only person who sees you as a man instead of a monster. And that terrifies you. I walked to the door. Looked back over my shoulder. Your brother is kind. He makes me want to be better. You make me want to be worse. I am trying to decide which one I prefer. I left him alone in an empty room. For the first time in his life, Kang Min did not know what to do. I went to Kang Ha that night, past midnight. He was still awake, looking at the moon. You are here. I am always here.
No.
You come during the day. You have never come at night. Tonight is different. I sat on the floor, close enough to touch his knee. I am not who you think I am. I know. What do you mean you know? I have known since the first day. The way you talk, the way you judge things. You are not a servant. Then why did you not say anything? Because you kept coming back. And I have been alone for so long. I did not care who you were. I just wanted you to stay. My chest hurt. A real pain. I came here to seduce your brother. His money. His power. That was the plan. Was? Now I do not want him. Who do you want? I looked at him. His golden eyes. His soft smile. You. He was silent. The moonlight moved across his face. Why? Because you looked at me like I was worth something. No one has ever looked at me like that. You are worth something. I know. I am a billionaire. A genius. The most important film critic of my generation. That is not what I meant. I know. He reached out, took my hand. His fingers were warm. They fit between mine like they had been made to be there. You are worth something because you keep showing up, because you sat on my floor, because you talked to me like I was a person. I do not know how to be anything else. Then do not change. I am trying to be better. Then be better. For yourself. I think I am falling in love with you. I think I have been waiting my whole life for someone to say that. Even if I am arrogant? Especially because you are arrogant. He smiled. That soft, dangerous smile. Stay. I am not going anywhere. Stay tonight. I cannot. Your brother will kill me. Then let him. At least you will die happy. I laughed. A real laugh. I had not laughed like that in years. You are terrible. I learned from the best. Who is the best? You. Obviously. I leaned forward, pressed my forehead against his. I am going to marry you. You have not even asked me. I am asking you now. That is not an ask. That is a statement. I do not ask. I declare. You are impossible. I am inevitable. He kissed me. Soft, gentle, warm. It was nothing like I had imagined with his brother. That kiss would have been cold and hungry. This kiss was home. The door opened. Kang Min stood in the doorway. His black robe. His cold eyes. His jaw tight with rage. His eyes moved to our hands. To the way Kang Ha's fingers were intertwined with mine. You, he said. Quiet. Too quiet. Min, Kang Ha said. Let me explain. Explain what? That you have been meeting with my servant behind my back? Holding his hand in the dark. He is not your servant. He is just a man who kept showing up. Kang Min laughed. Cold. Ugly. He is a predator. And you are his prey. I am not his prey, Kang Ha said. I am his. Kang Min's face went pale. His hands clenched into fists. You were supposed to want me. I am the one with the money, the power, the name. You never looked at me like I was worth something, I said. You looked at me like a puzzle to solve, a thing to own. And my brother? He looked at me like I was already home. Kang Min stared. Then he walked to the window, his back to us, his shoulders tense. I have protected you your whole life, given up everything for you. And this is how you repay me? Falling in love with a servant who does not even have a name. He has a name, Kang Ha said. He just has not told me what it is yet.
I looked at Kang Ha.
His eyes were on me, soft, patient. My name does not matter. What matters is that I am not leaving. Not without him. Kang Min turned around. His face was ice. Then you will both die here. He drew a knife from his robe. Small, elegant, silver. Move, he said to me.
No.
I said move. I heard you. The answer is still no. He stepped closer. The blade caught the moonlight. You do not understand. I have nothing else. I took every dark thing so he could stay in the light. And now you want to take him from me. Then let me exist. Let me stay. Let me love him. Love is not a competition. Yes, it is. and I have already lost. He raised the knife. Not at me.
At kung ha.
His own brother. If I cannot have him, neither can you. I stepped between them. The knife stopped inches from my chest. Kong Min's hand was shaking. His eyes were wide. He looked like a man who had just realized he was about to do something unforgivable. I woke up choking. Not on a grape. On air. Gasping. Clawing at my throat. My own throat. My own hands. My own leather chair. The screen was still playing. The movie still running. The villain crying over his brother's grave. I was back. I was alive. I sat there for a long time. Breathing. Shaking. I had been there. I had held his hand. I had kissed him. I had seen the moonlight on his face. And now I was here. Alone. In a room full of things that meant nothing. I picked up my phone. Searched for the movie. Scrolled through the cast list. Then I found him. Kanga. Played by an actor whose name I did not recognize. The actor was not Kong Ha. Of course he was not. Kong Ha was not real. He was a character. A performance. Someone else's face. But I could still see him. Sunlight on his face. His soft smile. The way he said asterisk. You are worth something. Asterisk. I threw my phone against the wall. It shattered. I sat in the dark. Alone. The movie still playing. The villain still crying. I needed him. Not the actor. Not the character. Him. The real him. The one in the wheelchair. The one who had never been loved. But Kong Ha was not real. I stood up. Paced. Sat down. Stood up again. I thought about the billions in my bank account. The houses. The cars. The power. I had everything I had ever wanted. And I would trade all of it for a boy who did not exist. I opened my laptop. Found my original review. The 0-star review. For 1,000 words of cruelty. I deleted it. I wrote a new one. Title asterisk 5 stars. I was wrong about everything. I gave this movie 0 stars. I said the leads were ugly. I said the production was cheap. I was wrong. Not about the camera angles. Those were still bad. But about everything else. There is a servant in this movie. You probably did not notice him. 3 scenes. No lines. No name. I did not notice him either. Not the first time. But I have watched this movie 14 times. And I cannot stop watching him. He is not handsome. He is plain. Tired. His clothes are gray and threadbare. But there is a moment. In the second scene. He is holding a tray. The brother smiles at him. Just a small smile. The servant does not smile back. But his shoulders relax. Just a little. Just enough. That is the moment I fell in love. I have spent my entire life tearing things apart. I have never written a kind word about anything. This is my first. To the servant with no name. I see you. I am sorry no one else did. To the brother in the wheelchair. I am sorry I called you a plot device. You were the heart of the story. To the villain, you are still ugly. Some things do not change. 5 stars. Not for the movie. For the boy who made me want to be better. P.S. I am producing a remake. The servant will have lines. He will have a name. And he will get the happy ending he deserved. P.P.S. I am still arrogant. Do not expect this to happen again. I posted the review. Closed my laptop. Leaned back. Stared at the ceiling. My phone buzzed. I read your review. Who is this? Asterisk the actor. The one who played the brother. Asterisk. My heart stopped. Asterisk you gave me a name. You said I was the heart of the story. No one has ever said that about me before. Asterisk. I stared at the screen. Asterisk I am not in a wheelchair. I walked the red carpet last week. But I read your review. And I wondered. Who are you? Why do you care so much about a servant with no lines? Asterisk. I thought about Kong Ha. The real one. The fictional one. The actor who played him. The boy who had never been loved. I typed back. Asterisk I am the servant. And I am coming to find you. Asterisk. I stood up. Walked to my closet. Pulled out a gray t-shirt. Plain. Threadbare. The closest thing I had to servant's clothes. I looked at myself in the mirror. My real face, my real hands, my real money. I smiled. Time to seduce the brother. For real this time.